a Halloween party at mid-October?
In mid-October, yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember Imogen was a classmate, and she threw one the year before at her house, and then the following one. And, this isn't like a party, obviously. I don't even like the word party, but it's like, a middle school party. It was kind of a classroom thing. So the following year, so it's 2019, and so my sister was available the day to take me, and this party was, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to go too far because I'm going to spoil it, but she starts driving me. She was able to, so we were being the navigation and looking up the address of where this gathering was. And we get the address, and we're going on the road, and we're all good. And we're driving, and there's a bunch of directions, and eventually we get there, right? We get to our destination, and my first immediate thought is we pull in the parking lot, and once again, without giving too much detail away, we're in the parking lot, and I noticed the first thing that I even say it to my sister, I'm like, there's just a lot of suited men here. And at first I thought maybe that's just their niche here. They're going for there a bunch of people are dressing up in suits. I don't know. I remember it was the Minion trend last year where they went to the Minion movies and everyone would be suited up. Anyway, and I get out of the car eventually. I build up the courage. I'm like, okay, well, let's see what's going on at this party, this rager. And then I get back out. I get out of the car and I'm walking around and... Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Okay, I get out of the car and I'm walking up to the place, the window, because it's a big window, and then I'm really weirded out, like, this is not right. This can't be right for like a party. I look inside and I immediately regret it, and I immediately figure out what it was instead, and we made a big mistake. So it is at this point I should tell you the address we were given to go to is where we are now, Halliburton Memorial Parkway. But instead there was some miscommunication, and Haley typed in Halliburton Park. So just two destinations within 10 minutes of each other. Which is kind of silly. I mean, we're definitely not the first people to misinterpret that. But we drove in, and I got out the car. It's also at this point, I should tell you, it's not just t-shirt and shorts. I'm wearing a t-shirt, right? And I'm wearing this costume that I can only describe as a skeleton piggybacking on you. Or you're piggybacking on a skeleton. So I'm standing up. It's like... shirt on, and then there's these legs. They have these stuffed legs. They stuff like newspaper or something to make it look like legs, and then you're like riding the back of this skeleton. So you're piggybacking a skeleton. So I hop out of our whip on the back of a skeleton, and the skeleton head's like right where my whole groin area is. So it's just like already weird. I'm like my natural tendency all the time when walking with this costume, because I got it like 2 years before this, so I had it for Halloween 2018, 2019, and 2020. I may have even worn it last Halloween, like 2021, 2022. It's just my new staple costume. But I was just holding its head, just bobbing it around. Anyway, we walk out. I look inside, I peer in the windows that were like locked at this point. I even tried the door, and people turn around and look at me. You know what it was?
What?
We walked in on a wedding, pretty much. This was a whole wedding, not a middle school Halloween party. That's why my initial thought was there's a lot of suited men here. We didn't question it. And we were like, okay. And we parked, and Haley stayed in the car. I got out, and then I peeked through the windows. At like the worst possible time ever. It looked like they were about to do some ceremony up front. And I was just like trying the door handle.